You guys are officially rolling on The Giver, Take One, Go Read a Book Club here in Burbank.
Burbank. To Burbank.
What are you drinking?
Oh, the same thing you're drinking.
What is it?
Tequila and orange juice.
The best thing. You know why?
It's Saturday. We don't have children.
This is a telltale sign.
This week we read The Giver
By Lois Lowry.
and I also read it probably in 5th grade. Did you? So
I've
you didn't
never-
have to read it.
I know I've never read this book. I was
Okay.
always aware of it growing up because depending on the teacher you had, you would read different books.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
Yeah.
and like my class just never
But you
read
knew
this
about
book.
it.
Totally knew
Okay.
about it.
Mhm.
I used to work in educational publishing, and this book was always mentioned in the books that I was editing. So like it would be like supplementary materials where teachers were teaching other teachers better methods of teaching. And
That's
this
a
book,
lot.
yeah,
That's a mouthful.
it's a lot of teaching. But this book would come up a lot in those books that I would work on, so I became very aware of it, but I've never read it. Who told us to read this?
Johnny
And the next
Burbank.
day- It was Johnny? It's always
No,
Johnny.
no, it was your friend.
Oh, is it my friend Monica?
I don't remember, but your friend,
Crap, I
and she was
should
like, I just read The Giver, and you're like, I never read The Giver, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? We're gonna read The Giver, and then John was like, I'm gonna read The Giver too.
So we read The Giver on recommendation from one of my favorite people in the entire world, Monica Simpson. Thank you, Monica. Great recommendation, according to me, but Moira apparently might have some mixed feelings.
You know what? I remember reading it and like it blowing my mind. And that was probably a big book for me when I was younger. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like 200 pages is a lot when you're
5th grade.
yeah 5th grade. So you liked it.
I loved it. I was so pleasantly surprised, and I think there were so many reasons, but one of them is the whole dystopian society thing is so popular in the last, you know, right now, in the last 5 years or so, it's been so popular. But this was kind of before the current trend. You know, this is 22 years ago, I guess. It's old. And it was so simplistic. Like, I feel like the dystopian books these days, Hunger Games, Divergent, whatever, they're like they oversaturate you with the details of the society they're in, and I find it just like, okay, I get it. It's not like what we live in.
Yeah.
What I was able to do is separate myself from the descriptions and absorb the theme.
I found it kind of annoying. The whole color thing, like maybe it's just like it was a writer's way, like how is the boy gonna talk about color when he didn't even know what that was? But how, I don't understand the whole society as a whole.
Yeah.
Like, was there a bubble around it, or like what made there be no color?
Yeah.
Because they did start taking that pill, but that was at 12 years old when he had stirrings, which I'm kind of like,
Right.
really? Like that's how you're gonna deal with that? Like you take a pill so you don't like you're unattracted to someone else?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it wasn't explained whether it was a bubble or not, but I
Yeah.
think that it had to be in some sense. It was. I mean, they lived in such like a separated society.
The stuff that was explained was very conveniently,
Yeah.
like in a nice little package. Like, oh, we all get bikes on this year, and like, oh, this is how this works. Because there was answers to everything that she wanted to answer. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does, but to me, it seemed purposeful. That the point was they had created a society where no one was different, no one could really experience true feelings, pain or joy. You know, everything was very sterile. I think it served the purpose of showing, oh, sameness is like the utmost achievement and we have done it. That's how they function in order to not feel or experience life.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing, but I understood it. I don't know.
Yeah, they wanted sameness, but it didn't make sense that they talked about their feelings.
It was very odd.
You get angry and you get mad, but when you become a childless parent, like, you don't miss your children.
I know.
Like, you never want to see your children again. Like, that didn't
Yeah.
make any sense. Like the dad was their nurturer, but like, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can just kill this kid.
It made me appreciate not living in a society of fear.
Yes.
I don't know, it made me appreciate that we experience joy because we experience sorrow.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know, because Jonah's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and he felt fear, and I don't know. To me, I guess looking back on it, it just didn't add up.
Yeah.
When he did start getting memories, and he's like, oh, I know what snow is now. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah, what
You don't know what that is. But like, how did that work? How do they control everything? And how
I
is
don't know.
everything so, I don't know.
Didn't answer it, but I don't, to me though, in this story, it's almost not important. I don't think that's the point, is like how. I think the point is like the why. Still, like how I was talking about before about the theme, I feel like the theme is more important than the why. It's almost,
That
you know
makes
what
sense.
this is almost to me? It's almost like long form poetry, this book. I don't even see it as like, oh, there's so many problems with the plot. I just see it as like, oh, there's something to be learned from this.
That's okay.
So viewing it
makes
in that
sense.
way, I think you can let go of some of the
The
problems,
things.
because there's totally, if you're gonna look at it, you know, there's problems.
I think also what happened with me is I think I remember loving it so much and then going in and kind of being disappointed with it. So it's like going back and like, oh, I'm just gonna be so excited to reread this book, and it was like
Yeah.
very hard for me to like get into it because I did have all of these questions.
I personally would completely recommend this book.
I would
and
too.
Yeah, now
I would
having
too.
like the two perspectives on it though, I think that knowing that, I would say go into it seeing it in a way like how you might read like the Odyssey or something, like taking the themes from it over the plot, because the plot is flawed.
The plot, yeah. So that makes sense. So yeah, I would recommend this book being like, take it for what it is. It's not a perfect plot,
Sure.
but I think you can gain something from realizing like, one, how great it is to live in a free society where you
Yeah.
can do what you want, dress how you want, eat what you want, drive what you want, anything, you know?
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's good to that you can think for yourself,
Yeah.
which is, I wish that I had just got into that like that. Instead of just like pick it, like, what do I not like about this?
The next book we're reading, we're super excited. Let me look up what it's called, as always. We're reading The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I like interesting titles like that. That sells me on books.
Yeah, no,
sometimes.
me too.
Yeah.
So, hooray!
Hooray!
Thanks for joining us this week. Let us know what you think. Do you agree more with Tiffany or do you agree more with me?
Or do you have your own thoughts? Let us know.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
We're in a free society. You can think for
you can
yourself.
say, yeah.